this thing working? It is. Hi. Jill, back here with episode 3 of Cooking with a Side of Murder. I've had some issues getting motivated to fucking do these. Just with the holidays and my head hurts, work, everything, I'm just tired. So, I've got some time right now. I've went ahead, I've planned everything out to make sure I've got everything. So we're gonna do this. I'm going to be making Bowtie. I don't know what the name for this is. Someone sent me this on Pinterest forever ago, and I've made it several times, so I finally perfected it to where I like it. It is spinach mushroom Bowtie pasta. Let's go with that. I don't know. It's kind of like a homemade Alfredo, but with chicken and mushrooms. It's delicious. So that's all that matters. But the murder that I'm going to be talking about today, I have to find my handy dandy. Now, I've already got the whole post written up. I've researched the shit out of this thing. Cried a little, because it's another brutal one. This is another one that's messed with my head a lot like Breonna Taylor did. This one is the murder of Elijah McClain. Which, if you follow the case, there was just an update in the case yesterday. So I'm glad I'd waited so that I can include this update as well. So I'm going to be talking about Elijah McClain and how he was murdered. I need to wash my hands, because that's what you do. So you can look at my refrigerator, where I keep the 2-liter holder that someone gave. I think my aunt gave my mom, that we've just got vodka and Gatorades and stuff in. We had liquor in it. It's fun. It does work very well for 2 liters if you drink a lot of 2 liters. We do not anymore. So, anyways, so we're going to talk about Elijah McClain. A little background. Got my Fitbit wet. Damn. Okay. A little background on this precious creature. Elijah McClain was a 23-year-old massage therapist from Aurora, Colorado. His mother had actually moved them there from Denver, thinking it would be a safer place to raise her children from gang violence. At the time of his death, he was sharing an apartment with his cousin, and in his spare time, he liked to play guitar and violin, and would bring it to animal shelters to play for abandoned animals, and believed music put them to ease. What a precious creature. And it hurts my heart that this person's not on this planet anymore. It hurts. It hurts. So, while I talk about what happened on the night of August 24th, 2019, I have the whole post. It's already on my, I'm going to post it like I do the last two. So, I'm going to start the pasta sauce. I've got water boiling right there. Right. There's water boiling. You didn't need to see that, but there's water boiling. I'm going to start the sauce. Or do I want to start the spinach and stuff first? Decisions. You know what? We're going to start the spinach and mushrooms first. So, for that, we need some of our favorite olive oil. We're going to take olive oil, just put a little in the pan. Damn it. Zapper. All of my dogs are here. I have 4 dogs and 2 cats. And there are 4 food bowls, but they all like to fight over a 1. Actually, only 2 of them like to fight over 1. The rest of them are just like, I'm going to leave. So I put oil in the pan. Olive oil, just some olive oil. I have some fresh spinach. I just did a Walmart grocery pickup. It is a dream come true for introverts who don't want to go in the damn store. So we're going to put some spinach in there. I like a lot of spinach in mine. Because I just like spinach. And I like to keep spinach in the house because I will literally put it in everything. Spinach and mushrooms. So we're going to put these here. Okay. Just going. And then I'm going to cut up some mushrooms. Nice mushrooms. And do that. So, while we've got that going, on the night of August 24th, 2019, Elijah was walking home from a convenience store when he is stopped by police. There is video of this that I watched on YouTube. I watched it again last night just because. But you actually see him in the convenience store, and then you see him walking down the street to where the police cameras caught up with him. Someone called, you hear the 911 call in the video I watched too. In the 911 call, someone says, hey, it could be nothing, but there's just some guy wearing a black ski mask. He just seems sketchy. He could be a good person or a bad person. Even the person calling said, you know, I just wanted to call it in to see if everything's okay. It's something, and I get it. I mean, it's someone's walking around in a black ski mask. Of course, it's going to be a little sketchy. I get it. But this also is Colorado, which I Googled the weather for that night. And it was 37 degrees, so I would have been wearing a ski mask as well. But they just said it looked kind of strange, so the police went out to check on it. When the police arrived, they approached him and asked him to stop, which he at first didn't hear. The reason being, I have to wash mushrooms. I'll be right back. The reason being is he had headphones in, you know, like people walking by themselves. I don't want to hear, things when I'm walking. As someone who always has headphones on when she goes for her walks, I understand that. So, I'm going to turn it over this way so I can I've got all my spinach cooked. This is a good angle for food, not so much for my double chins. But that's okay. It's fun. It's fun. When the police approached him, he didn't hear them at first because he had headphones in. You know, as things happen. I'm just going to make all of these. I just got more mushrooms, so I'm just going to make all of these. And I really like mushrooms. So, it's okay. Hi, Buckley. My little blonde cuddle. So, normal things. He advised the officer he was just going home and continued on his way. There is body cam footage from this, to which he said, hey, I didn't do anything wrong, I'm just going home, and at this point the officer grabs him. There's no reason in watching the video as to why the officer should have grabbed him. When he just said, hey man, I'm just taking my headphones out, I'm just going home, what's the problem? And the officer grabs him. And you can see this in the body cam footage. BT dub. So, I sliced these up a little bit. We're just going to dump those in there. And then, because I am not like normal white people, I'm going to season the shit out of these. So, I'm going to take some. And no offense to actual, white people in general. Just, sometimes I don't season stuff, and it appalls me. Like, I love you, but come on. Has Martha taught us nothing? Put some more olive oil in that. Okay, so I've got salt and pepper. I'm also going to do, I really like seasoning salt. I don't know why. I feel like it's the white trash in me. I'm going to put a little of it on there. And then I'm going to do a little garlic powder. And then you can do oregano or basil. Sometimes I switch it up, but I'm going to do oregano today. Just to get a nice coating on there. And then we're going to cook those. And the water is almost boiling, so I'm going to put the Bowtie pasta in next. Okay, so the officer grabbed his arm and said he had the right to stop him for looking suspicious, which, I mean, okay, I understand. The police do have the job to, to check out sketchy things. I don't think they should have grabbed him as violently as they did in the video, though. To which Elijah does respond to the officer, and you hear him say this with his hands in the air. I am an introvert. Please respect my boundaries, that I am speaking, and leave me alone. Which is fine. He wasn't doing anything wrong. just walking home, not bothering anybody. They took this as the immediate opportunity to restrain him, telling him that when he put his arms to his chest to stop tensing up. I would tense up too. If I was doing nothing wrong and someone grabs me after I tell them, hey, whatever, and they grab me, I'm going to tense up too. That's a general reaction to your body's mechanisms. Like, if you don't tense up, I don't understand. I have good hot pasta. It's great value. Walmart brand. We appreciate. We love. They don't do anything sketchy. So, I've got water boiling. I'm just going to dump some in there. I'm not going to dump a lot because it's just me here. Let's be honest. It's just me. Oopsie. Okay. So, you can see in the footage as well that it shows him pleading with officers to please stop and apologizing, saying, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do that. I can't breathe correctly. Keep in mind, there are 3 officers that took this tiny 140-pound child down. Sorry. He's 23, but I feel like unless you can rent a car, you're still kind of a child, which I think is 26, 25. Someone quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. There is, at one point, one of the officers' body cams did magically fall off, but the other 2 was on it. The only struggle that I can see after watching the video is the officers. I don't ever see him struggle for anything. You do hear at one point one of the officers say, he's trying to grab his gun. But you can't see it. And it could just be where it's 4 people in a big mess, but I don't see it, and I don't know why someone would grab for a gun like that. That's not my first instinct. After this, they do get him on the ground, and they put him in a cardiac hold, and they've got him handcuffed as well, which restricts the blood to the brain to render someone unconscious. So he does pass out at some point. After this, when he wakes up, he does start throwing up, and he's laying on the ground and apologizing, stating, hey, I'm sorry. Basically apologizing for throwing up, saying, hey, I just can't breathe right now. Which, at this point, you can hear one of the officers, I think one of the officers who showed up after this, threatened to use the dog on him if he didn't stop moving. This man is moving because he was in a chokehold and couldn't breathe right. He's moving because he's vomiting. That's why he's moving. He's not going anywhere. The paramedics arrived 15 minutes later, and they injected him with a sedative ketamine, which caused him to go into a cardiac arrest, which you can see in the video. The paramedic walk up to the cops and go, hey, he just coded in the ambulance. They revived him enough to take him to the hospital. The autopsy report does show that it's undetermined and that it could have been a result of natural causes, homicide related to the cardiac hold, or an accident. So, the issues with this is, it's apparently playtime at my house. These are all cooked and lovely. So, I'm going to set them aside. Actually, I'm going to put them up here because the iPad's right there. And we're going to start our stuff. The problem with this is, so, I read the autopsy too. You can see the autopsy. It's available online. It is also reported that he was 5'6". So, I'm 5'5". So, this man was an inch taller than me. Weighed 140 pounds. And I wanted to make note of that because it took 3 officers to take him down. They said he had crazy strength and was definitely on something. In the autopsy, all they found was ketamine, which they injected him with, which also, they injected him with too much ketamine. They injected him with the amount for someone that was 190 pounds. He was 140. So, 50 extra pounds. They messed up that dosage, which could be why it caused him to go into a cardiac arrest. Crazy strength. But the only other thing that they found in his system was weed. That's it. I have never seen someone with just regular weed in their system have crazy strength. I want to go take a nap. So, I don't know what. I'm going to make the sauce now. I used half and half. I panicked last night thinking, oh gosh, this is expired. But it was not. So we're going to put some of that in there. But and you hear them say in the video, it was some incredible strength. At the point there were 3 officers and so. But he's so tiny. Like, he is a tiny little man. That's why I said it's like a child, because he looks more like he could be like 14 or 15. He's that tiny and petite. And 3 officers who are very well, they're bigger than him. You know, very in shape for their selves. Took this man down. So I've never, and if the weed was laced with something, because I thought that too. What if the weed was laced with something that caused him to do this? That would have popped up in the autopsy. So I don't want to hear that. Aftermath of the murder. I'm going to cook this. And then we're going to talk about the aftermath of the murder. I've got a bunch of, why do I have random mozzarella? I have random bags of Parmesan in my house. I don't know why. So let me get this going, and then we're going to talk about the aftermath of the murder. I'm going to put a little mozzarella in there because it has some. And as long as it's a white cheese, you're good, really. So, but at this point, I'm going to talk about the aftermath, but that's what happened. Elijah was in a coma for 3 days. Before he finally they declared him brain dead, and he died. But that was based on, they don't know if it was the chokehold, the ketamine, or natural causes. But, I mean, it seems like a combination of everything. I don't think it's natural causes. Why would it be natural causes? He was a healthy 23-year-old. Who seemed happy with life. If you watched the video before he, before this incident happens, I didn't have the burner up all the way, so now I've just got like soggy cheese. Well, okay. Hello, Buckley. I am going to cut some chicken, because I'm going to make a little chicken to go with this. And I usually just get a big thing of chicken. And then make several things out of it. Because that's what I did. Zappa! Anybody want 3 dogs? They're free to, I guess a go home. I don't know. Guys! It could be a mean home experience. Should have left them all outside. Lammy! Hey! Shut up! This is what you get when you have pets. Just chaos. Absolute chaos. They're barking at children across the street. Sorry. Okay, so we've got this boiling. And you want to melt all that cheese down. Oh my gosh. Help. And then once you get a good roux going, you're going to put the spinach and mushrooms in. Pasta a little. Okay. Melt it down. I might need to put some more cheese in there. I may have done too much half and half. Ow, that hurt. One thing I did want to mention in the video that I noticed, because at the beginning of the video, it's a news video that basically breaks it down for you. In the video, it does break it down for you what, you know, the events that will happen. And he's at a convenience store to begin with, which he just buys his drink. And he pays for it. There's nothing weird about it. It seems like this is something he does. The cashier doesn't freak out that he's got a ski mask on, nothing like that. He turns around and bows to the person behind him. Just as kind of like a thing of respect, as how I saw it. Which is something that apparently he did where he was an introvert. Just, you know, as a gesture. It's just, I don't know. It messes with me. It hurts my heart. Okay, so I've got this going. Let's talk about the aftermath. In November of 2019, so this happened in August, the DA declined to press charges against the officers involved, citing that the autopsy that he cannot take a case to the jury where he does not know which is the cause of death in a homicide case, which I understand. Since the autopsy didn't determine how it occurred, I understand that. But there's also video of these officers using excessive force with this 23-year-old child. And I'm still saying that 23 years old you're basically a child. I don't think your brain fully develops until what, you're 26. I feel like my brain just developed and I'm 32. In July of 2020, last year, 3 Aurora police officers were fired and 1 resigned after a photo leaked of the officers taking smiling selfies and reenacting the it's CAROTID hold at the memorial site for McClain. I don't think these are the same officers from that night. One of them was a female, I believe. Come over here. Okay. And then I'm going to mix these. Put that all in there. Because I've got a nice roux going. I feel like that's the appropriate word. Roux. I'm going to mix it. All that goodness. And then, so I've got this going. I'm going to put this to the side. And then I'm going to use the same pan and I'm going to saute up some chicken. And I washed my chicken. Because who doesn't wash their chicken? I saw that in something. They're like, what do you mean you wash the chicken? What? Always wash the chicken. Gross. It'd be disgusting. That's what I said when I said white people learn to cook. Let me teach you some stuff. You're making us all look bad. Can't just be me and Martha. I'm gonna turn this down. I'm kidding. There's other good chefs out there. I'm kidding. Joke. I'm not a chef. I'm winging it. I like to pretend I am. I'm gonna put some more seasoning on there because I like some flavor in my life. I got nothing else going for me. So I'm gonna saute this up a little bit. Some olive oil. Just get it going. And I'm also gonna stir my pasta, which is almost done. By the time the chicken's done, the pasta will be done. So, and then, as I said at the beginning of the video, yesterday, this came out. The Aurora City Council hired an independent investigator, stated that the Colorado police officers involved in the death did not have the legal bias to stop, frisk, or restrain Elijah McClain. Also stating that the ketamine dose, based on, like I said, was bigger. It was for someone who was 190 pounds, he was 140. 50 pounds is a very large difference. especially when it comes to any type of substance that you're injecting into someone's body. On top of that, and I don't think I mentioned this earlier, at the time of the injection, which was given to calm him down, Elijah had not moved or made any sounds in over a minute. So why sedate someone who is not moving, who doesn't need to be calmed down if he's already, at this point, he's already been throwing up. He's not going anywhere. Why did they feel the need to sedate him is what I don't understand. Especially since they had him handcuffed and on the ground. And if, like I said, go find the video, go watch it. I'm not putting it in this post. It's hard to watch. But like I said, the only movement I ever see is from the officers. So I don't know why they thought this was someone that they needed to give such brutality to. And honestly, police brutality is the real true crime here. Because, like, so many things could be avoided if police didn't use aggressive force for subjects. Because, I mean, I understand that you do need to do it in some cases. This was not a case that police brutality should not have not been used. And it's cut someone who had such a bright presence in the world. There is a whole Instagram that I follow, which is Justice for Elijah McClain. And they are constantly posting things about him. But, like, I've seen videos of him playing for shelter animals. Like, there's no way that anyone, I don't understand how you can encounter this 23-year-old person and feel threatened by them. Even in a ski mask, like, I don't feel like he would have given off a threatening impression. I don't know. It's just another thing that breaks my heart, and it hurts. And I feel like we don't talk about it enough. And I hate that we have to talk about it, but if we don't talk about it, it's going to continue to keep happening. Which is why I wanted to cover his case. Same with Breonna Taylor. They were cases that could have been prevented. And it's cut bright people's futures short. So, I'm going to dump this pasta. Oh no! I dropped the fork in there. So, I have, let me get a little strainer. From when I lived in an apartment. $1.30 special. I'm going to wash it just a little. You can look at my refrigerator. There's pictures of people. And then I'm just going to dump it in there. And it's just enough, if you do the sauce right, to where it coats the pasta, it coats everything. But it's not so much that it's overkill. I hate it when I make pasta and I put too much sauce on it. Because I feel like it just takes away from it. And ruins it. But this is good. And I'll put a picture up on Instagram. And I'll put one in the blog post too. That goes with it. So you can see it. The pasta. The chicken is done. Let me get a plate. Hello, Lucy. And so we will put, I have a fork. I don't know, I got another fork. So, you can put extra cheese on this if you would like. It's really simple to make, and I feel like you can make a lot of it in a short amount of time. Hey, be nice. You don't have to be mean all the time. Why be mean, Lucy? There's no reason for it. this spoon is not helping out. And good thing it's just for me since my hair got all in it. If I was cooking for other people, my hair would be up. So, and put some chicken on there. That is a disgusting plate. It would fall on chopped. I'm gonna turn my eyes off. This is, I made sauteed chicken and spinach, mushroom, bow tie, Alfredo, what the fuck ever. We'll figure out a name for it. I'll have this recipe up in the blog post as well. If you want more information, there's also information from where I got all the research I did for this, which will be in the post. If there's a case or a murder that you want me to cover, please let me know. I'm happy. I'm always looking for stuff. I have another one that I'm going to do later this week so I can get some more and actually get this going. And just stay safe. Take care of each other. Be nice to people. Don't be like Lucy and be mean. Because the world's a scary place. And things happen to sweet people like Elijah McClain that could be avoided. So, until next time, bye.